Mills on Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome back. This is Bob Mills. This is Sunday afternoon, and it's time to talk to my very special guest right early in the show. Someone who's kept me going through lockdown, kept some level of fitness. Is half an hour in the back room dancing to the greatest dance music ever. Well, certainly in my life. Erasure and Andy Bell's with us. Hello, Andy.
Hi, how you doing, Bob?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I have to admit, I did wake up in a stupor, and I was just thinking, like, oh, where am I supposed to be? I'm supposed to be somewhere, like today, and then realised it was for this radio interview. So yeah, everything's fine.
Why were you in a stupor?
It was just one of those things, when you wake up and you don't quite realise, like, where you are, which day it is, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, listen, before we got lots of important things to talk about, but even before that, during this lockdown, one of the things I noticed, and it lasted a long time, is sleep has been really, really weird.
Yeah.
I've been having some of the weirdest dreams. Listen, when I say weird, not dragons and then this great big this cactus things like I've lost a 5-amp fuse in a forest, and I'm walking through a forest looking for a 5-amp fuse. What's that? That's nothing.
I don't know. I mean, I've had quite a few dreams with my my ex-partner who passed away, cuddling me the whole night.
Oh, bless your heart.
But you feel a bit feverish, and then you kind of like, and then you're half awake, and I open my eyes, and then I can see the bedroom door open, and then I think it's kind of going to. I'm not in my flat. It's like you're somewhere else. Kind of in another dimension or something. But I think it's because I haven't seen my current partner, my civil partner, for like over a year and a half.
Yeah, Andy, that's not a dream. That's real. That's someone
real, yeah.
Just cuddling you and saying, "Listen, you're all right, darling. People are here. Don't worry."
I mean, it's not so bad now, but I mean, I thought they would have at least opened an air bridge by now. I mean, I booked like 4 tickets so far, and my next ticket was for July the 1st. So the insanity is that they're making us fly to like a red country like Mexico or somewhere where we can meet, and then quarantine in a dangerous place before going to the US.
I know it's strange, but you've got to feel that we're starting to come out of it. I mean, but it's like you say. This is the problem, of course. All right. I didn't invite Andy Bell to come on to share my travel stories, but no, I know exactly what you mean, because my family that I'm married into live in northern Cyprus, right? Now you can go there. They say, oh yes, you can go there. You just make sure you've had your jabs and they're lovely. However, you can't fly there direct. You have to touch down in Turkey. Now, once you do that, then suddenly the minute you take off, you're in this whole different, 10-day quarantine thing because you set foot in another country. And it's like, I literally didn't go anywhere. I walked out of the plane, waited, and then got back on it. But that in itself changes the whole regulations, doesn't it? It's horrible.
It just makes you feel so strange. You just wonder what's going on in the background. It makes me feel like maybe all the shipping routes are being kind of renegotiated around the world, or maybe the air space is being renegotiated or something. You just don't know what's going on really behind everything.
You're right, and it does open up the way for a lot of conspiracy theories and things like that.
It is easy to get lost in all of that stuff. Which I mean, I love reading the newspapers. I mean, on the iPad, because we send each other stories backwards and forwards. But I think if you go in too deep, you can kind of get in, above Do you know what I mean?
Don't, Andy, don't. And listen. You're an intelligent man, and I'm reasonably intelligent. But I know a lot of people who, older people, and people who are reading papers, and maybe this isn't their first language, and you just think, don't read that. You want to say to them, please, I beg you, don't read that, because you'll believe it, because it's written in a way that, there are people who believe what they read, because they think, well, they wouldn't print it if it wasn't true anyway.
At least I got to see my mum. I got to see my mum a few weeks ago for her birthday. That was on June the 9th. So that was the most important thing. What
did you do, Andy? What did
I went down to Peterborough. She's in a home in Peterborough called Field House, and all my family's down there. So they've been kind of taking care of her. They go each week, and when they couldn't go, they were calling her on the iPad as well. But you had to make an appointment to go for the iPad as well. But they've opened up. They kind of created these like booths where you can go and sit, and it's with a partition in between, and I think they can go like with 6 people now all together. So I mean, she's doing really well. I mean, she kind of thinks that I've been to see her anyway, even if I haven't, she thinks I've been and taken her presents and things like that. So,
Oh, bless.
Yeah.
My mum's in the same sort of thing, sheltered accommodation, which is nice. She said it's not a home. We have our own little living space, our own kitchen and bathroom and bed, but we've got the, the thing we pull if we need. And she does. They're up in Chester, and again, I've got family up there. All my family are up there, and it's lovely because she goes out on the balcony, and if it's a nice day, they just walk past and have a little chat up, which is sweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
anyway,
yeah. Andy Bell, I want to know about Neon. The Neon. Tell me all about the Neon.
Well, that was out last year in 2020, and we were, thank goodness, Vince and I had just finished literally everything. We'd finished the recording, the photographs, like we'd done loads of press, but we'd written the whole thing as well in 2019, and that it had been written at Vince lives in Brooklyn in New York, so I haven't seen him either for ages, but we're Zooming tomorrow. But I mean, we had the music that Vince came out with, when I first heard the demos for the songs, I thought, wow, this is really amazing. It kind of reminded me of when I was a teenager, when I was 17 or earlier, and going out and buying your own singles, and buying your own albums and going to the record shops, because I mean, I was a huge Eurythmics fan and Soft Cell fan, and really into that kind of early 80s electronic music. And of course, Vince Clarke was one of my favourite artists then. He was the most left field artist. I thought it'd be great to work with him one day in my dreams. So yeah, when I heard the arrangements of the songs, I mean, there were no top line melodies or anything, but literally, I went into the studio. He played me what he'd been working on, and I just picked up the microphone and just started trilling along like a bird, and we were just really thrilled with what came out. It was very reminded me of kind of new wave indie electronica music,
So tell me how that works, Andy, because this is what I love, is the fact that you're over here, Vince is doing over there, and you're both doing loads and loads of different stuff, but every so often you make a point and you meet up. Firstly, what's that like if you've not seen Vince for 2 years and you get to the door and you knock on the door? What's that like? Is that I love the fact that you.
It is kind of embarrassing, It's like visiting one of your ex-girlfriends or something, or boyfriends. I kind of because you feel that close, because writing is such an intimate experience, you know. And we, when I first see Vince, you know, first of all, we catch up on all the news and the gossip and stuff like that. And he's an excellent cook, by the way. And he's got an amazing records player. So he'll play me like his latest, maybe David Bowie album or something, or Iggy Pop or something like that. And then we just catch up. And then, you know, it takes you a while just to acclimatize in the studio together, because you kind of feel naked almost, you know. And but it doesn't. It probably maybe after 45 minutes or an hour, that embarrassment kind of dissipates, you know. And you feel kind of you feel back to normal. So I think maybe once you've got past that first half a tune or so, you know, I mean, we know all there is to know about each other, you know, like warts and all, and every single thing, and we swear to secrecy, like, you know, stuff that we've told each other. Sure. And you know, so it's that kind of thing, you know. It's like it's a partnership, you know, which is like a marriage, you know. And you kind of not that your partner comes second, but it's kind of sacred. It is.
Yeah, oh, I can imagine. And I love the idea. I love the fact that it happens. And all Erasure fans just love the fact that there must come a point where Vince will say, have a listen to this, and do his bits that he does and press his buttons, and you hear this thing and you must hear a beat, and just you think, oh yeah, I've got it. Yep. And I know what I need for that. I know what I need to put on that. Because it's just a beautiful way that music comes. Because whenever you hear an Erasure song, you can hear that process.
Oh, well, it just gives me great pleasure, you know. I kind of, I mean, I feel so lucky being a musician anyway, you know, and or being a creative person, you know. Okay, it makes you slightly crazy. I mean, the music business makes you crazy, but I'm kind of, I feel like I'm relatively sane compared to like most other people in bands and stuff, you know, because it's I think because I come from a large family, you know, and we didn't have much money and stuff like that. Vince is from a really similar background as I am. I think he's got he had two brothers and one sister, and I've got four sisters and one brother. But I always knew that I wanted to do performance in some kind of way, but I didn't realize that it was going to be a singer, because singing was just second nature. And it was I sang all the time. I just used to sing all the time. That I would get on my parents' nerves for singing too much. You know, I'll be singing in bed, and they say, "Go to sleep." You know, this was on school days. But I highly recommend to any aspiring singers to sing when they're in bed, because when you're covered in the blankets, you feel the vibrations in your body of your own voice, you know.
Andy, all right, listen, hold that thought, because I want to talk to you about your voice. I want to talk about Nerves of Steel, particularly, and your voice, and the wonderful, subtle changes. We're just going to a very, very quick break. We're seriously 30 seconds, and then we'll be back.
reggae pubs in around town, especially like in Hammersmith and Vauxhall, and just picked up tips from like drag queens for like for how they dealt with hecklers in the audience and stuff like that, you know. And I haven't had to use it very much, I must admit. But if ever I see, I mean, you know, I'm quite patient, you know. But if ever I see somebody like jostling around, you know, picking on a weaker person in the front, I'll just like go down and get hold of them and just say like, listen, mate, if you don't stop like doing this, if you don't behave yourself, you're out, you know.
Now, the reason I particularly picked on Nose of Steel is because your voice on that it's so lovely. It's such a brilliant song. It's a brilliant song. It's beautiful. And the points of it where I was listening to thinking, wow, this guy's really... I don't know what it was. It almost like you'd grown into this voice. Like this voice, you look at you and you hear this voice and you think, yes, this is where this voice was heading all the time, right through the early Erasure stuff, which is much lighter and much. This is where it's because there's a real sort of almost like a gravitas in it. It's very, it's a bit husky now and then. It's really lovely.
Well, thank you very much, Bob. I mean, you are right. You know, when I listened to the first demo that I did to get the job in Erasure, I just thought like my cheek, you know, my bravado must have been like, you know, through the roof, because when I listened to that person, it's so naive. This person singing this song. And you know, I didn't know how to hold a mic properly, even, you know, and when I believe, I mean, when I think about the nerve of well, you know, I mean, as I said, I was a huge Vince Clarke fan anyway, so I was just going to enjoy the day of the audition. So, but when it's true, when you know, you do grow into your voice, and you know, I came from kind of being in a choir in the school and stuff like that. And then because I was a big Vince fan, I followed, you know, I sang along to Alison Moyet and Yazoo. And so I would rehearse to them. So I kind of picked up intonations of her voice when we first started. So people were saying, oh, well, he's like this identical copy of Alison. And, you know, and it was kind of true because that was my fallback, you know. If I didn't know how to approach a song, I thought, how would Alison do it? But no, but I've always really loved my voice. I don't know why. It's kind of just one of those things it's an instinctive feeling, you know. It's kind of maybe the more you get to know yourself, that's when you find your voice.
Okay, all right. Well, that does make perfect sense because there's on this. It's always lovely, you know. It's always they're always great songs, and you love hearing them sing. But there are sometimes when you just listen and think, yeah, I can see him singing it, even if I can't. If I'm not watching the video, I can see you. Yeah, I can. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Let's talk about the tour. Sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out. Look at this I've got in front of me. All the sold outs. Wow.
That is scary. That is really scary, honestly. I mean, the last time we toured was 3 years ago, I think, which doesn't sound too bad, but considering I haven't stepped one foot in the gym since this whole lockdown thing, you know. Well, I mean, I'm really looking forward to the tour, but I do have a bit of anticipation or I'm a bit anxious about it, you know, especially with the. I do hope that by October, this whole thing is sorted, you know. And
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will be.
You know, so I mean, I am really looking forward to it, but. Now it kind of seems like it's like an alternative reality, you know, until we're actually there. I mean, I'm kind of I'm looking forward to being on the tour bus, like in the US as well. And yeah, the UK is on sale. That's October most of
the UK's well, we start on the 4th of August. Sorry, the 4th of October in Dublin, the Marina, and then you're all sold out. Edinburgh, Manchester, and then we got Cardiff, Bournemouth, Birmingham, London, Brighton. Oh, Brighton, you're at the centre on the 18th. Well, that's without a shadow of a doubt going to be sold out, because there is no greater experience than seeing Erasure right there. And then Frankfurt, but you're going to places that you're in Max Schmeling, Halle. The great boxer Max Schmeling has got a place in Berlin.
Where's that? Is that Germany?
That's Berlin. You're in Frankfurt, Berlin, Cologne.
Oh, wow.
Copenhagen, Hamburg, Leipzig. Oh, wow.
Right. So you better get your thermals ready then. If we're allowed to go there.
All right, well, Eddie, you can go on there, go on the website and get all those things. You can't get tickets in Edinburgh for Love No Money or Manchester, but do your best. I would urge you, do your best to go and see Erasure.
You can go to myticket.co.uk.
Right. Now, one last question for the live performance. Are we keeping the beard, Andy?
That's kind of a point of contention with some people. I mean, my mum doesn't. My mum's not that keen. She calls me a muppet, which I think it's quite endearing, because when I was younger, because I love Debbie Harry, I always thought her hair in Blondie was like Muppet hair, because it was that like really giant, when she shone a light behind her hair. So I've always felt quite fond of the Muppets anyway. But I've grown quite accustomed to it. I kind of, when it gets too long, it goes a bit fluffy. So we
wouldn't have it we wouldn't want it any longer. But if you want to keep it just as it is, that'll be fine. And we look forward to the dancing, and we'll be dancing along with you. Andy Bell, God bless you. Thank you so much. And give our love to Vince when you Zoom him tomorrow. Erasure are back. Oh, things are going to get better and better and better. You listen to Bob Mills on Talk Radio.